Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 3. I hope you're having a good one because I am so excited to be back. And let me tell you, today we are going to be continuing the campaign. I may have got distracted a little bit in that last episode, and I may have forgotten to do anything for the campaign, but we did make some progress, and that's very exciting. There are maybe a couple of little things I would like to do just before we do continue that campaign, though. Because I'm gonna be honest, I like this park. I like what we have going on here. I'm excited for this thing to expand, and I'm relatively sure we're gonna keep coming back here as we progress through the campaign. So I figure, why don't we just improve things a teeny tiny smidge before we go out and do stuff. So I want to look at my scientists, and I want to make sure that they are all nicely rested, which for the most part they are. And I want to have a look into the different attractions that we have here. Obviously, we have Viewing Gallery 2 available to us. I want to look at the different amenities available to the guests as well, and just make sure that we have everything that we can get in here. In terms of operations, we could upgrade power, we could get Staff Center 2, we could get core upgrades. I just like the idea of going through and playing around with a few of these. We have some dig sites available to us as well. We have some different things for the enclosures, like medium electric fences, hatchery upgrades, and so on and so forth. There's a little bit of medicine we could do as well for tuberculosis, which might not be a terrible idea. Then gene modification. I mean, there's a lot we can do in here. Basically, I figure we could maybe just spend some time getting some upgrades in here. So that's kind of where I want to get started today. So I think what we'll do is go through and get a few of you guys working on this first research task. I think we'll also go into gene modification and go for compatibility. Again, just because I feel like we might as well, and I might as well put everybody on this to make it a nice quick process. And wouldn't you know that there is a sandstorm on the horizon, so let's go ahead and get everybody into some emergency shelters just to make sure that no one gets injured, and just on the off chance that some dinosaurs happen to escape, we can minimize the damage done to our guests. For the most part, the sandstorms don't really seem to cause too many issues in terms of, oh no, it did actually break that fence. Well, there you go. That's a really big deal. I was just about to say, I'm literally in the process of saying that sandstorms don't break fences. They do damage them though, but apparently I spoke a little bit too soon is what I did. Anyway, the sandstorm is about over, so let's just close the shelters and take a little bit of a look at our research, because we are done with the two things that we set out to do. There is a bunch of other gene modification that we could look into as well if we wanted to, which I do want to do, but maybe that's going to be an eventually kind of thing. We could look into dino encounters, but I'm relatively sure that the game is going to teach us about those at some point in the not too distant future. So the last two things I would like to do is staff training up to level 3. I think that's going to be really, really good for us. So we'll go ahead and put some people on that particular task so that my scientists can be that little bit better. And I think we'll also look into core upgrades, which are upgrades that can be applied to buildings to improve their efficiency in various ways. I think it makes sense to get those as quickly as we can as well. Oh, now this is interesting. We can, if we want to, upgrade our staff centers even further, which I'm very tempted to do. We do have staff task upgrades as well, which I would not be against getting my hands on either. I'm not 100% sure that we have the skills to do this though, which is a little bit unfortunate. So we're going to have to improve some of our staff's performance, but we can get staff centers 3, which I think would be kind of a fantastic idea. So I think we'll put you guys on that particular task, because again, it means we can go in and make my staff even better. It should also mean I can upgrade this thing, which I love the idea of doing. We can do something like storm defense. We can do improved costs, which, let's see, this decreased task cost across the site by 10%. Ooh, I like the idea of reduced costs across the site. That seems like a really good idea. And I suppose just before we move on from here, we have a bunch of training points available for a bunch of my staff. So let's get people leveled up a little bit in a bunch of different ways. That way, hopefully my scientists are going to be as good as they can possibly be, which is only going to be good for me in the long run. So let's put some points into you on all of those categories. Let's do the same thing here. We'll do something like, let's max out your genetics. That seems like a great idea. We can give you some points in welfare. We'll give you some points in genetics and logistics, I think. Maybe up to genetics a little bit further on that one. Maybe a little bit more on genetics right there is going to be a good idea. You're sort of a similar boat. We can give you some points in here. We'll give you some points in here, give you some points right there, and that seems like a great upgrade. You've got 6 points to go for as well. We'll just give you, I don't know, that seems too, you can specialize in genetics. I think that's maybe what we want to do with you, is let you specialize in genetics, and then you, I'm going to say welfare, I am going to say logistics. In fact, we can max you out, which is amazing news. So having done that, we should now be able to get people working on this particular task, and we should be able to do it relatively quickly, which is going to let us upgrade staff tasks even further. And there we go. We have all of these upgrades in here, which is absolutely fantastic news. Has that given us anything else for our staff center? I believe it has. We can increase our scientist capacity. We can decrease scientist rest and training costs. We can decrease their rest time by 10%, and we can get a specialist facility, which gives us specialist equipment across the site, increasing the value of specialist traits by 1. I think that is maybe what we're going to go for. I don't know if we need it, but I do think that puts us in a spot now where we can go to the world map and see what exactly it is that we're going to be dealing with here. So we're leaving Montana for just a little while. We're going to be going to Clark County, which is dark apparently, and it's in Nevada, which is completely fine by me. And I guess we're not going anywhere else right now, which is fine. We could go back to Hawaii if we wanted to, but I think we'll progress things. Like I said, it seems like the right thing to do.
Las Vegas. In Spanish, the Meadows. Huh. It brings to mind peaceful, rolling pastures and verdant land. But what we get are greedy opportunists rolling the dice on displaying prehistoric animals in sorely lacking enclosures. But then, aren't you also taking a gamble? Will you be able to get this site not just functional, but ethical? Roll up, place your bets, and good luck. You know, if you believe in that sort of thing.
When you said we were going to Vegas, I was expecting glitz, glamour, maybe a night on the town, huh? But that'll teach me for being optimistic. What was this place again?
I believe that the original owner called it a prehistoric playland, or some such. The new owner, our client, wants us to take better care of these animals.
And I bet they're expecting some impressive profits given the Vegas adjacent real estate. Oh, I have a good feeling about this.
Okay, so Clark County, Nevada. We want amenities profit at $150,000 per minute. We want 40 flying reptiles, which is going to be something. Infrastructure maintenance over 95% and 10 different species. I mean, I can do that. I can absolutely do that. We have some site information. We've got pterosaurs already on site. Existing infrastructure is damaged and limited shelter. Limited shelters are allowed. Oh boy. Oh boy. There's going to be some people getting picked up by some pterosaurs and carried away. I get the feeling that's going to be, well, I get the feeling that's going to be exciting, to be quite honest with you.
To help out, I brought in a freelance crisis manager. She was a big name at Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, until they went under, catastrophically. But I'm sure that had nothing to do with you, Lily. Nothing at all, hmm?
Thank you, Cabot. And hello, everyone. Now, our most pressing task is to get these animals recontained, which means repairing that aviary. Unless we want those high flyers to escape to the bright lights of the city, of course.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can do that. We need to construct an operational maintenance facility. So let's get started with that particular task. We have a maintenance facility right about here. And the question is, do I want to go for the Din one, the Jurassic World one, or the Jurassic Park one? There are also some little community creations down here from the Jurassic World Evolution team. I'm going to be honest, I kind of want to look at the industrial one because, ooh, it's much smaller. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I think that looks great. The wood one is also really cool, actually. It's really small, too. I think we're going to go industrial, though. I think the industrial one just sort of fits in here perfectly. So we'll swing it around just ever so slightly to about, I want to say that spot right about there is going to be perfect. And then in terms of connecting this to a path, I'm hoping that's our default one, which it absolutely is. Can I get this to connect in a way that doesn't look terrible? I totally can. Oh, that looks great. I need to spend some time. I mean, look, this is what, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Hold on, I want to go in first person and look at this thing. This is, I want to try and build something like this. I really, really do. I might have to live stream this game at some point and just spend a few hours trying to build stuff that looks like this. I love this. I love that there's details in here, like the pipes there that you just wouldn't see unless you were down here in first person or driving a vehicle, I guess. I love this so much. It's such a really, really cool looking building. Anyway, we need maintenance posts now, and we need those to cover all of our infrastructure. So I want to say that the maintenance posts, well, I think we could do one sort of back here to start with, and that will cover all the infrastructure that we have up here in terms of our buildings. And then we can do another one sort of down this way, I think. We'll just sort of put it right about there, and that should cover the aviary. Obviously, we need maintenance teams assigned to the maintenance post, so we'll put those guys on there. And for this one over here, we'll do exactly the same thing. We'll do team 2 on that maintenance post. And then I guess we have the maintenance teams go around, and they're going to work on the aviary, which is completely fine. I do wonder if it would be quicker for me to do it, though. I absolutely could take it over. In fact, I think I will. I'm gonna fix this myself because I think I can drive faster. Well, I say faster. I can drive more recklessly. It's basically what I'm getting at. I can also repair these on the move, so I think it just sort of makes. Oh, that's a tree. That's okay. You know, I did say recklessly. I did say recklessly.
It's especially good to see you again, Kira.
You two know each other, huh?
Lily was a mentor for me. She gave me my first opportunities in paleocuration.
And you walked away from those opportunities with a copy of my contacts database in your pocket. She was a cunning young raptor even then.
Yes, well, I learned from the best. But let's just focus on recontaining the escaped flying reptiles.
Okay, so we need to tranquilize and transport the pteranodons to the aviary hatchery, assign a ranger team to an aviary hatchery as well. So, interesting. What do I want to do here? Increase your park rating to 2 stars. I can probably do that. We can I'm gonna get 10 minutes to do it though. Increase drink coverage to 75%. I think we'll do that, is what I think we'll do. Now, when it comes to, yeah, we have a capture team over here. So I want to take control of the helicopter, and I'm going to try to wrangle me some dinosaurs. That's what I'm going to do. I want to hit the flying one. So that one right there, how am I going to do it? Did I get it? I missed. I can do this, though. I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 6 lately. I can do this. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's on the helicopter. No, get off. This might not. Oh, I got him! Oh my God. I'm good at video games. I'm good at, I think it's on the, yep, it was on the tail of the helicopter. Yeah. I'm gonna get him. I'm telling you right now, I got him. Oh my God, I'm a god. All right, that one over there is being harassed by a Jeep. Can I hit him from here? I have my doubts. I need to lead my shots. Like I said, I've been playing Battlefield lately. I can, I missed. He's on the helicopter. Okay. We'll get the one on the ground. He's not on the ground anymore. I missed. Oh no. Get him! Get away from the helicopter! How could I not hit you? How am I this bad? Why are they not connecting? What is going on? You know, I think it's gonna be better if I just sort of let the game do this. So I've tasked the capture team with getting these 2 dinosaurs. Meanwhile, there's 2 other helicopters picking up the 2 that are already knocked out. In fact, we have another one here that's gonna get moved into that aviary. There's another helicopter on the way. Am I missing one? Or is it? No, it's still up there trying to take down my helicopter. Oh, it's so... I don't know how we're gonna run this place. We're not very good at what we do. Like, really, we're really, oh my God, what's happened? Oh, it's terrible looking. That's so grit. What is that? That does not seem like the best way to transport a dinosaur. I'm gonna be honest. Also, shooting this one down when it's that high up seems like a risk. I'm gonna be honest. Also, this thing's condition is terrible right now. There has got to be a better way to take these things down. How can so I can barely shoot them. The game itself can barely shoot them. Don't go for those helicopters. Hey, there we go. Okay, so now we'll put you into the aviary as well. Oh, there we go. We're just dropping them in there. Okay. All right, so then I guess they come out this way, which makes perfect sense. All right. I like it. I can deal with that. What do you need? You're not happy about your environment. You want a higher population. You're also hungry, which is fair enough. You want more barren land and you want more pasture. Okay. Well, we can do that. We can absolutely do that. I don't know if, oh no, it's his territory's expanding as well. Okay. So as your territory expands, I would assume you're going to be a little bit happier with what's in here, right? I would imagine you're going to be a bit happier. I mean, he's doing some fishing right now. That's what's important to him. But as he flies around, I would hope that the territory expands, and I would hope that, yeah, looking a little bit better. We're up to 68% on barren, 91% on barren. There we go. They seem happy. All right, there's nothing I need to do to the place. That's great. We also have still got 2 more of them to go, which is fair enough. Oh, I've just realized that part of what we have to do is assign a ranger team to this hatchery. So let's get ranger team 1 on this to go in and make sure that my pteranodons are nice and happy. Let's make sure that they're healthy, and let's make sure that they have everything that they're gonna want. I also really love that this park has like all this detail with like the signs and the barriers and the fences. It's sort of under construction / in ruin. It's really, really cool. I don't know how it's gonna work for a Jurassic Park / world, but it's really cool.
Looking good. But if this place is gonna hit the jackpot, we'll need these animals to be visible to our guests. And we should make it clear that the park's under new management with some stylish scenery too.
Oh yeah, what's a sideshow without the show, after all?
Okay, I can do that. So we need to research the aviary viewing gallery. We need to construct an operational aviary viewing gallery, increase dinosaur visibility to 80%, and place 5 scenery blueprints.
All those old structures that were on the site when we got here don't exactly shout high-end establishment. Remember, you can demolish anything you don't like or dress it up with some lovely scenery items. Do a good job and I might hire you to revitalize my porch.
I do sort of like the idea of dressing these up a little bit. I think that could be kind of cool if we were to edit these groups and put some stuff in here. I mean, we have got the technology. That is a thing we can certainly do, I would assume, right? I can go in here with, I think, the base sort of amenities. So if I wanted this, for example, to be like a small shopping amenity, and I wanted to do like a custom design, I would hope that I could like add this to it. It doesn't really seem like that's an option, but I could dress these up, I'm sure. I could turn them into something cool. I'm not going to. I am just going to bulldoze them because I can put my own things in there and it's going to be a little bit easier and quicker, but I could, if I wanted to, dress those up a little bit. I just think it's going to make more sense to get rid of all the old sort of junk that's around here. I think it's just gonna look a little bit better. We'll get rid of the storage that we have over here as well. We'll get rid of this light because I think that makes sense. And when it comes to this power generator, I kind of want to move that as well. I think it would make sense to move our little power plant thing to a slightly different location. I think we can maybe get away with my power generation sort of being back here for one. I think just sort of out of the way is going to be a great spot. We also have light brick backup generator. What does this look like? Ooh, it just nicely encloses it. I'm okay with that. I like the idea that this would be enclosed. I think that kind of makes sense. So we'll put it, I want to say here to begin with. And that looks all right. I mean, it's a little out of place, but it looks fine. This backup generator then is going to go away, and this is also going to go away, which has taken power away from the aviary, but that's fine. I want to do another generator, and I'm going to put it down here. So it's kind of visible to people, but it's also kind of not. I think that's probably for the best. Maybe putting it sort of this way around, so it is just sort of a wall that exists right there is probably fine. We can maybe move it back a little bit so I can put some plants in front of it. And that should put us in a spot. Oh, this thing. I didn't think about you, did I? Do I want to move? Oh, we've got more construction in here too. And we have this stuff. And we have to deal with the fountain as well. Do I want to put another power generator out here? Not particularly. I think I'm going to try and move this one and see if it's actually something I can put kind of in this spot. I think it might be a little bit better down this way if we just put it like right there. And that actually, I think, is a lot better. It gives us power for the aviary, it gives us power for the bathroom, and it also hides the power generation a little bit, which is probably for the best. Now, when it comes to this fountain, I think there's work we could do here. I think we could make this look a little bit better. So if I go in with the delete tool and I just take out like all the dirt and all the little props here that make it look a little bit abandoned, I think we could also go in and take out the fountain itself because I want to replace it with a version of the fountain that actually has water in it. So I want to take out all these little props that are just laying around here. I want to take out the dirt as well because I want this thing to be nice and clean. And I want to go in and basically put in a whole bunch of these triangular tiles, but I want to do this sort of properly because we're kind of looking at a bit of a messy space right here. So if we could somehow, some way tidy this up, that would be great. I'm not really too sure what's going on with the terrain, but my thinking is if I can duplicate this guy, I can put one of these right here. I can do one of these... I was going to say right there, but apparently not. What way does this go? It goes there. It goes there. I think we need to make the grid slightly smaller is what we need to do. So now there are a bunch of these tiles underneath the ground. Can I level the terrain to make this work? Is that sort of what we're missing? Is a nice level sort of terrain here? It absolutely is. Okay. So that's what we need. We need the terrain to be nice and level, so that I can see all these tiles exactly where they're supposed to be. And so now we can go in here, we can put down all of these floor tiles to just sort of rebuild this little area that we had right here. And I want to go in with some slightly smaller tiles, specifically so that we have this one in the middle, because that one in the middle is going to make it much easier to put a fountain back into this space because we now have that central tile. In fact, I'm going to take out some tiles, I think like this, just so I can see that one in the middle. And we're going to search for fountain because I'm looking for this guy right here. This is what I want. And I want it to snap to the middle right about there. We can swing it around so it's lined up kind of nicely. And then we can go ahead and use our scaling gizmo to bring it up a little bit. I'm thinking about that size right there is going to be... I think that's good. I think that size right there is about perfect. It's not perfectly lined up, but it's about as good as it needs to be. And then we can go in, we can duplicate these guys, and just fill in the little gaps that you can see just right about there so that the fountain actually has a proper tiled base to it now. And instantly, I think that's better. I think that's so much better looking than what was here before, but we're not quite done. There is still work that we can do here. We have some other options for fountain pieces. There are some actual just blueprints that I could have put in here, I'm now realizing, which honestly probably would have been better, but I've committed to this idea is apparently what I've done. This one has lights. Ooh. Oh, I like that. I do. I do like the idea of having a fountain that has some lights in it. I think that's very, very cool. These guys might all be a little bit too big though. But I think what I'd like to do is not you, probably not you either. Something like this in the middle is probably not a terrible idea. I think it sort of works out. So I'm just going to place it there for now, and then we'll sort of move it around so we can get all of our snapping options down here. We'll say position snapping. That is, I mean, that's right in the middle right there. It's sticking up pretty nicely, which is what we're looking for. It is probably going to need to be rotated ever so slightly, just so that I want to say the little jets are going to be where the points are. And again, it's not quite perfect, but it's going to be good enough. And there we go. We have a much better looking fountain. I'm really, really happy with this. It's perfect. I also thought adding these little fish, or they're not fish, they're dinosaurs. I didn't realize those were dinosaurs. Why did I think they were fish? I thought they were fish, but no, we have little dinosaurs just sort of shooting water into the fountain as well. Is that like a dinosaur egg at the top of that? I think it might just be decorative, but I'm going to go and assume that's a dinosaur egg. This is very cool. I like this a lot. It also feels very Vegas, which I think is good for the general area. Now, we do have some research to do. Do we have a science center? I want to say that we don't. So let's go into operations. Let's get ourselves a science center. We have the Jurassic World one. We have the Jurassic Park one, which is enormous. My God, this thing is huge. I love it. I really do. I just don't know that we can necessarily build it in here. I don't think we really have the space for it. I mean, we kind of do, but it's huge, and I don't know about this. I do like the idea of having this thing, though. It's very, very cool. It is also just enormous, and so maybe the Jurassic World one would make a little bit more sense because we can sort of just put it in here, and it's not really blocking anything. It's kind of in a decent little spot is my thinking for the Jurassic World one right here. So I think this is what we're gonna go for. I think we'll just put it right about there. And then for the road connection, that actually lines up pretty well. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. We will need some scientists though. So first off, we can upgrade this thing a little bit. We can do cheaper research. I think that's a great idea. I think that'll be really useful for right now, actually. And I suppose we go in, we want to look at our scientists. In fact, we want to look at our research and see what we need. So we need, I've already forgotten what we need. We needed the aviary viewing thing. Aviary viewing gallery is what we needed. Now, the aviary viewing gallery is going to need 5 logistics skills. So if we look at our scientists, we have you with 3 right off the rip. So we're going to hire you. You have 2, you also have 2, so we'll hire you. And I think we'll just sort of stick with that for the time being, just to save a little bit of money. So we'll start this task. It's going to take 2 minutes, so we'll speed things up so it only takes 1 minute to get that viewing gallery. And then we need to build this thing. Now, I like the idea of building it down here, because this is going to give us great coverage for the aviary. I also like the idea of putting it over here, but the water and that building are slightly in the way. I could try and put it in the middle. I could put it over here, but I think this is kind of the best spot for it. It having power makes me very, very happy. We also have some other options. We have the Jurassic Park viewing gallery, which I think looks pretty cool. We have the Texarkana one, which honestly, I think the Texarkana viewing gallery makes the most sense since this is a Texarkana themed park. Everything sort of has this vibe to it. The Asia one is very, very cool as well. The Malta one, I mean, they're all really cool. I'm going to be honest. They all look really, really good. And then the Alpine one, I love that it's just a facade. I do. I love that as a detail. I really, really do. It's such a nice little, I don't want to say realism, because realism seems like a funny word to use for a dinosaur park simulator, but this is what we're going for right here. And then we just need to connect it to the existing path. So let me figure out what path we're using here. Is it this one? It is not. Is it this one? It is also not. Is it this one? It is still not. It's this one. Hey, okay. Right. So this is going to come out. And then what I want to do is go from about this spot, and we're going to go straight over. And then hopefully I can get a nice little curve going that connects this down to everything else without looking terrible. And I think that looks all right. I think I can work with that.
If this site runs out of money, well, that would be a crisis in its own right. Use the arrival point to open the park. Then we can get back to work.
I can do that. I can absolutely do that. I also just wanted to, get rid of the weird little bit of path that we had right there. I think this is going to be cool. I'm really looking forward to getting this place up and running. So let's open the park and get some people in here.
Our client wants more species on site. This is a non-negotiable part of our contract, so do whatever needs to be done to make it happen. Lily, could you lend your guidance?
Oh, of course. Building a new aviary is step one, and it's crucial to get right. The proper environment will keep these animals happy enough to prevent an escape attempt. When the aviary is set up, then we can look into bringing more flying animals on site. The guests will love that, I'm sure.
All right. So we want to research aviary domes, construct 4 of them, and then increase the genome of that dinosaur. we're gonna go with that dinosaur. Pronunciation is not my strong suit. So when it comes to aviary domes, I'm assuming they're gonna be in the enclosures category. They absolutely are. We do have the skill to research this as well, so we'll start that task. It's only going to take about a minute to research. And I'm also thinking that just while we're here, I would really like to try and improve this drinks coverage that we have. So if we go to guests, we can go to drink amenities. I don't know that we need to go for the medium one, but I also don't know that we don't need to go for the medium one. So I'm going to go. Oh my God, it looks so good. It's also kind of huge. I wasn't really expecting it to be quite as large of an amenity as it has turned out to be, which is slightly unfortunate. But also putting it right there on like the little plaza in the middle, I kind of love that idea. I do kind of like that. I'm doing it. I'm putting it right on the plaza, and that was also instantly contract done. Amazing. This looks pretty cool, actually. I will say I would like to sort of get some stuff around it, but I'm going to try my best. Oh, wait, people can see the back of it. I'm going to need to do something about that. I'm going to need to do something about that. Hold on a second. So we have our drinks in there. We also don't have shelters, I realize. Hold on a second. What is this? Emergency shelter with solar panels. Oh, this thing looks cool. I do like the look of this. Obviously, we have the Jurassic World one as well. We have the Jurassic Park one. I want to say that we could put an emergency shelter over here next to the power plant. I think that seems like a really good spot for it. It's sort of out of the way, but it's also sort of not. And I think that kind of makes the most sense. Obviously, we could do this one, which I don't hate, but I want something that kind of blends in a little bit more. I think that's kind of important. So let's maybe do the, do I want to do the Jurassic Park one? I think we'll do the World one because it lines up nicely with what I've done on the left there. So we'll do a little shelter right about there. That'll keep people nice and safe if we happen to need to send them to a shelter, which we probably will. And then I guess for the rest of our amenities, we're going to want shopping. We're going to want food. So for shopping, if we look at Texarkana, it is largely the same building, which is, I suppose, fair enough. We could put it here. We could do it like out here, but this doesn't feel like an area that guests should be going, you know? This feels more like right here seems like a pretty good spot for it, but again, they're going to sort of see the back of the thing. But I think that's what we're going to go for, is right about there for the shopping. And I guess that's okay. It's sort of on the main road into this little plaza. This side of it's going to need some work at some point, but that's okay. So that's what, drinks, that's shopping. We kind of just need food now. So let's do a medium food amenity. Again, we'll go for Texarkana. And I guess it's going to go on this little path over here, which again, I'm going to have to make it look a little bit better at some point. It'd be nice if there was like a flipped version of this. I'm not going to lie. I could put it down here. If I moved that power plant, I could put it down here if I got rid of that rock, which I wouldn't be against doing. If I could move the power plant. I definitely could. I don't know that we need to. I don't think it matters. So for now, it's going to live right about there is what it's going to do. We can do some detailing around all those things in just a little bit, but for now, let's make sure that the products that we're selling are products that people want. So this is going to give us 32%. Is there anything higher? There's 45 right there. So let's do milkshakes. And then features, we can do 67%, 100%, and we'll do a jukebox just to keep people nice and happy in there. When it comes to this guy, we've got 36%, 44, we get 45. And then for features, similar story, we'll do 58. We'll do 91. And I guess we'll do a fountain just to make sure that we're 100% satisfied inside of the food store. And then over this way, we've got 44%, 45%. I think, again, it's going to be sort of the 45 with some features to really bring that up a little bit. So 74%, 83%, and 100%. So that is hopefully going to mean that all of my shops are nice and profitable. It hopefully means that my amenities are covered quite nicely. And I suppose we need to build ourselves some aviary domes, which I guess is this thing. Oh, I see. Right. Okay. This is, well, this is something. I don't know that I don't know. Oh, I don't know about this. I really, oh man, these things are weird. Like, they're weird sizes for one. That's for sure. I guess I could put one here. I guess like right here is not a terrible spot for an aviary dome. I was kind of hoping to, I might have to rotate. Can I rotate this? Is that an option? Can I like select an aviary dome? I don't seem to be, can I demolish an aviary dome? I can demolish an aviary dome. I don't seem to be able to select it. At least I don't think I can select it. I've got no idea. Can I select this aviary? I can select the dinosaur inside of it. All right. Well, in that case, demolish this because that's not exactly what I wanted from an aviary dome. What I want, and I guess what I need to pay attention to, is the circles, like the blue circles around this thing. Because what I want to do is have this guy right about there so I can expand it to the side. That's kind of my goal with this aviary. So we're going to go here. And I wanted to do this, but apparently it's outside the build area. All right, we're bulldozing another aviary. It's what we're doing. This is going so well. Oh, it's going amazing. Let's do an aviary. Right about there. Hey, here's what I'm looking for. Okay, I can work with this. I don't know if we need a second aviary, but I can work with this. We need to do an aviary hatchery now, which could go right in the middle, honestly. I think a little hatchery in the middle of this guy could be good. I think a little hatchery over here could be good as well. This is where I want to put my viewing thing, although, well, actually, maybe the viewing thing goes down here, which means more power. But if I put the viewing thing here, they're going to be walking past the power plant. I don't know. I don't think it matters. Put the hatchery right there, and that'll be fine. Let's take out the stuff we don't need right here. Take out all of this. And let's figure out where these paths are going to be going. So this is going to come out, and that's all right. This guy is going to come out there. And I guess what we want to do is somehow, some way, get this to sort of go that way and not look terrible is kind of the goal. And I think that looks all right. I don't love this little connection, but I think it looks okay. We'll get rid of that little extra part right there. We can decorate around this as well. And we're obviously going to assign a ranger team to this guy. So we'll make sure that this aviary is doing all right. I also don't know, now that I think about it, whether or not I need like one big aviary. Like why do I have the lagoon? I think I unlocked this with one of the research things, now that I think about it. That's probably why we have that. I'm slightly concerned by the fact that I have that, but I'm assuming that it's because I researched it. Anyway, my thought process here is that this viewing gallery can either go here or it can go here. Now, if I put it here, it is right next to the power plant, which probably makes the most sense. Down here, however, I mean, even here gives me access to a path. I don't know. What do you mean they're complaining about the lack of amenities? What are they complaining about? What do we not have? What are we missing? So the amenities profit is whatever, infrastructure is whatever, economy. What are they unhappy about? Is what I'm wondering. I have no idea. So amenity income, food 100, everything's 100. You know what? I don't care what they're complaining about. It doesn't matter. They don't know what they want. We have like 4 dinosaurs right now. They can relax. It's not that big of a deal. I think what we will do is maybe put another one of these guys right here, just to make this this aviary a little bit bigger. If that pteranodon could move away from where I'm trying to build, that would be stellar. There we go. I think we'll do like a big aviary right there. I think that's fine. And I think I'm going to do one down here as well, just because I think we can. Now, that is going to complicate things with viewing the dinosaurs, because for this aviary up here, we are going to need to do something like this to make sure that everything can be seen, because there is now a corner where the dinosaurs can't be seen. I'm sort of okay with this though. I think that's okay. I think we can get away with this. And I guess for this one up here, it's going to be sort of a similar story. I wonder if you could do this. Like, this doesn't have to be placed in a fence, right? That's also a waste of money. But I wonder if you could technically do that as a way to view these things. I'm not going to try it right now, but I'd be curious to see if that was an option. I also can't do remote viewing on this guy, which would be really cool if we could. Anyway, we need we need a viewing gallery for this guy. We probably should just do one at either end. I think that probably makes the most sense. So let's go here and let's do one here. I'm going to have to deal with the fact that we have power generation in this space, unless I just try and move the power plant, which I think I can probably do now, because we're going to be putting another one down at the other end of things anyway. So let's do the little power plant right here. And yes, we now have lost power to this end of things, but that's fine. We can do, I guess, some power generation in, I suppose, not this button, that button. We can do power generation in here is what we can do. It's a little bit out of the way, but it covers everything, and that's kind of what we're looking for. Okay, so all of this is built and working, and I've decided to sort of double up the path down here through the middle because I think this looks interesting, and I'm slightly tempted to swap the path out for something that might be slightly more interesting looking. We have these tiles, we have this sort of luxury path, that's the rustic path that we're currently using, but just something that pops a little bit more from the ground might be better. I don't know. I'm thinking the luxury tiles could be kind of fun. They look sort of interesting. So let's try a little something here. Let's go and do something like that, but then make it a little bit darker. And that gives us, that's still a little bit, maybe a little bit too dark. I think I'm okay with this. And I want to try replacing the paths that we have. Now, that's maybe a bit much is what that is. I just want something though, like this I'm kind of okay with. I don't mind this, although I don't like the little like posts on either side of it. I'm not too sure about those, although I think they're just there because I'm selecting it. But I like the look of this. I think it's kind of interesting to have a path that just looks a bit different, that just pops out from the terrain a bit more. I don't know if red is necessarily the way to go long term, but it's what we're gonna do for now, just so we can really see the path that we have here. I think it looks a little bit better. All right, so with that done, we do need to build an expedition center so that we can go out and start increasing genomes and all that good stuff. So let's get one of these guys. We have some options. We have the DIN Expedition Center, we have the Jurassic World Expedition Center, and the Jurassic Park Expedition Center. We also have a custom one, which is not loading, which is fair enough. Okay, I guess we'll go maybe for the Jurassic World one. I think it's a little smaller than this guy, although this guy does look pretty cool. It definitely does, but it's maybe just a bit too huge. This one, I'm not really feeling it. I think the Jurassic World one is going to be the way to go. So let's try our best to get this thing in here in a way that makes sense. I'm kind of feeling there because on the left side, all the angles kind of fit together nicely with the building next to it. So let's go for right about there for the Expedition Center. And we're going to need to figure out what kind of path we're using for this thing, because for the life of me, I do not know. So we want to make sure that we're not replacing terrain. I think it seems to be this path right here, which is completely fine. We also seem to be sort of messing with the sides right there. So let me just use the brush to make sure that all the edges are proper, which they are. I think this looks okay. I kind of like that we have our little facility up here and then sort of the park proper down here. And I like the idea that we can do a bunch of decorations along this main path at some point. I think that's going to look really, really cool. But for the time being, I would like to learn how the hell we say whatever that dinosaur is called. If we go to the hatchery and we sort of synthesize a dinosaur, this one, it is, how do you say that? What? Kayuajara. Okay, so the Kayuajara, sure. That's the one, that's the genome we have to synthesize. What are the options? What are we looking at here for the Kayuajara? Exactly. It is presumably not going to be up here because we have been up here a few times. There it is. So it's down there in Brazil, which is totally fine. So we can do that. We have it over nowhere else by the looks of it, which is fine by me. So yes, it is going to be pretty much exclusively that one spot in Brazil. We can send both of you out. So this is a nice quick expedition, which is exactly what I want it to be. And hopefully it's not going to take too long to go through these fossils. Now, we actually have some really, really good fossils for this guy. Let's use these, which gets us up plus 40%. Let's use this, which gives us plus 47%. If I wanted to do this, I guess I can't. So let's just begin this task. We'll get both of you on it. It's going to take about 2 minutes to do, which is completely fine by me. I'm going to be honest, I am really excited to see how this whole park turns out. I do want to come in here and basically do... Also, T-Max is that's such a good name. I want to build something like this. I want to build another little outdoor seating area on this side of this restaurant. I think that would be really cool so that it kind of fills in this space around the square. I want to do the same thing here at Jurassic Traders. I want to build something that kind of fills in this space, and I want to kind of maybe bring this seating area forward a little bit, just so that this like square feels a lot more
make use of that genome, don't you
busy.
think? Go ahead, synthesize, incubate, release, profit. Oh wait, did I say that last one out loud?
He absolutely did say that last one out loud, but that's fine. We can synthesize, incubate, and release a Kayuajara. That's no problem. Do they get along with the pteranodons? That's my question. I would like to find out if they are friendly. I would very much like to very much like to know if they're gonna get along. So the pteranodons here, can I hold on a minute? I want to make sure before we do this. I can't remember where exactly I'm looking for this, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, they like these guys. They dislike hybrid carnivores. Maybe the Kayuajara should go into its own aviary. That might make more sense. So let's synthesize. 82% is pretty good. We don't have the genetics skill to make it happen, though. So we are going to need some new scientists. We'll go ahead and get, let's see. You are really, really good. So we're hiring you for sure. We have you are fantastic. So we're hiring you as well. And I want to say that's probably all we need, right? That's probably good enough. Let's have a little look down here and see if that's a little something we can do. It absolutely is. I do want to modify some traits. I think fertility can go up a little bit. I think compatibility can go up a little bit. I think lifespan and this can go up a little bit. And I want to say appetite a little bit further. Then for cosmetics, so what's the difference here? The males have a bigger fin thing. Fair enough. So I think for the females, let's say that they're kind of fluffy. I like it. They're kind of fluffy. Let's have the females be, I want to say these colors, like the red, the kind of peachy, the kind of like tan color. I think that's fine. And then we'll do a random favorite on that. And then the accent color can just be random in general. Then the males can be like this dark color, and they can generally just be like darker colors, I think is what we'll go for there. I think that's kind of interesting. We'll give them like a little bit, maybe not green, but we'll just do something like that with like random colors as well. That seems fine. I think we can work with that. So we'll save and exit. We'll begin the task of incubating these guys. We're going to throw everybody on it because it's going to take 19 seconds, which is no time at all, which is perfect as far as I'm concerned. And we have contracts. Construct an operational small hotel. Yes, I will do that. I'm actually going to pause before these dinosaurs are done. In fact, it doesn't matter if they're done. We need to release the dinosaur for the thing to be done. So the small hotel, we want to do the Texarkana one. And we have our little like boulevard thing down here. So the Texarkana hotel is basically going to live like here-ish is sort of my thinking. We do, however, have space over here, which might be a little bit more interesting for the hotel because it's, well, it's just a bit more central, isn't it? Although I don't know, I can put it right about there. I do like that as a spot. I do. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. I do think that's an interesting spot for a hotel. I think it'd be kind of cool there. Do I want to put it right next to the entrance? I kind of feel like it's blocking the view of the entrance though. So I'm going to put it down here like this main boulevard. This does feel a little bit out of the way, but I like the idea that this is eventually going to become like a main sort of boulevard. I think that's quite cool. So we'll put it, let's see if I can rotate it to just be kind of perfect. I think right about there is as perfect as it's going to be. I don't want it to be right against the power plant, but right about say there, I think is good. Yeah, I like that. We do have people sitting here that can't really see the power plant, which is fine. We have like what are you guys doing? What are you guys? You just creeping a little bit. Is that what you're doing? You just kind of just kind of creeping a little bit. You know what? Good for them. Let's I'm not here to judge. Is what I'm not gonna do. I don't condone it, but I'm not here to judge. Anyway, my thinking is that for now, obviously, we're just putting in buildings and stuff like that. But what we can do eventually is go in kind of like we did in the other park and just put a bunch of trees in here. We can kind of block the view of this wall a little bit to block the view of it from the hotel. We can put more amenities on this little street at some point, which I think is going to look fantastic. But for now, I think we're looking at some dinosaurs is what we're doing. And we have got some, oh wow, we have some options. Oh wow, this is very cool. So you're nocturnal. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's make you a male and the rest can be female. The desired population is 2. Do I want to do 4? I don't know that I do, but I'm going to because that seems like a great idea. So I'm going to put everybody on this. Is what we're going to do. We're going to have 4 of them. And I have no idea what these guys are going to want from this enclosure. I'm hoping there's enough space to keep them happy. Obviously, they're probably going to want water if they're anything like the pteranodons. Which, yeah, I mean, that we can do. We can absolutely do that. I'm just hoping, you know, for good things here is what I'm hoping for. So let's release these guys. Let's have a little bit of a look. Oh my God. Oh, they're so fluffy.
The dinosaurs did not evolve for this world. Their struggles to adapt should be evidence of this. But you reject that fact, and you endanger human life in doing so. Dr. Malcolm was right. Nature must be allowed to take its course without human intervention. If that means a re-extinction of dinosaurs, so be it. We are extinction now, and this is our warning to you. End your work. Dissolve the dinosaur integration network, or this will no longer just be a warning.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
You know, I see where they're coming from. Nature should be revered, but the situation, I must say, has evolved since Mount Sibo's eruption on Isla Nublar. The dinosaurs aren't isolated on an island anymore. Our actions don't just affect prehistoric life, but human life also. But I suppose people will see what they want to see, and we can't stop them. Trust me, I've tried.
It's petty idealism being dressed up as a fact of nature. Our work is too important to allow this to slow us down.
Geez, your self-belief is admirable. You know, others have had that same confidence with, let's say, mixed results.
Let's keep doing what we're doing. It's not like they'll actually be able to stop us anyway, huh?
Mr. Finch, I was just talking to our client about their ambitions to expand the park. Do you have something you want to explain?
Okay, don't be mad, but I have a lot of friends / enemies / debt in Vegas, and I knew we'd need a crisis manager if we ever wanted to cut through the red tape and expand the site. And guess what? It worked, huh? Of course, Lily stormed off as soon as I told her, but she's dealt with jobs falling apart before. I said she was at Jurassic World, didn't I?
I am truly disappointed in you, Finch. But, I confess, the client will be happy. The red tape is down, but the land still needs to be paid for. We should generate enough funds to make this happen.
Okay, we can absolutely do that, but I do want to make sure these guys are happy. So they want cover, water, and fish. So let's start with water, since we can kind of just do like a lake right in the middle, and that kind of gives them everything they want right about there, which I think looks neat. I like the idea that there would just be this like lake in the middle of this this aviary. I think that's kind of cool. Then when it comes to cover, we can do, I guess, Joshua Tree Woodland might be an idea. It doesn't really say, I think maybe non-native. Oh wait, no, that looks, it looks so out of place down here. I don't know that I love that. We could do this. I think we'll just do, I mean, they have plenty of barren stuff. Let's just do this. We'll just do like the Joshua Tree thing, and that'll be all right. In fact, we can throw in, actually, let's just get the cover in here first. Then we need the barren stuff, which is the boulder wastes, and they can go kind of out here. I think that's actually really, really cool, having some boulders around the sides there. I like the idea of putting them in here as well. It kind of adds a nice bit of detail to the space. Maybe a little bit along there as well, and a little bit just kind of here to give them something to do. And then obviously they are going to need some feeders, so we'll give them a good old, what am I looking for here? Piscivore feeder is what we're looking for, and it is going to live ideally right in the middle there, but we do have some rather upset dinosaurs. Ooh. Okay. I was not expecting this, but sure.
The prospect of a breeding program helped secure this contract, and now it is time to deliver on that. Dr. Baldera, I assume your research applies to flying reptiles as well?
In science, we don't assume. We postulate, we hypothesize, we test.
Aren't those just very fancy words for guess?
Okay, so I've studied flying reptiles a little less. I'm not so big on heights, but the principles are very much the same. Our flyers will need nests if we're going to encourage their natural wild behaviors.
Okay, so construct a nesting area. That's kind of why I wanted the male in here, to be completely honest with you. So a flying reptile nesting area must be researched. That's fine. We can totally do that. Aviary nests we have right here. We'll go ahead and put we'll just put everybody on this to make it a nice quick thing that we can do. And this should be fine. Hopefully we do have people going to view the new dinosaurs. It seems like I haven't really seen anyone go into these viewing galleries. I'm going to be honest with you. Haven't really seen much of that going on at all, actually. So that's got me slightly concerned. I'm also thinking we might want to make sure that we have maintenance posts down here, because I realize that we probably don't have great coverage for all of this stuff down here. So let's just put a little maintenance post. I want to say right about here. It should be solid. We'll go ahead and get a maintenance team on this. Again, just making sure everything is nicely covered, which it is. And it looks like we do actually have people coming down here, which is fantastic news. So that's good. Let's get ourselves a flying reptile nesting area. We have some options for what it can look like, which is pretty cool. We've got the nesting area 1, we have the cave, and we have this thing. I don't love this thing. I like the cave. I do like the cave. It kind of blends in with everything else that I want to do. And honestly, I could design my own. I'm not going to design my own. I think for now the cave is gonna do just fine. So the cave is gonna be, I want to say, sort of there. And these guys are hopefully still going to be happy.
Getting more impressive by the day, but increasing diversity within our population would provide both scientific and entertainment value. That should be our next target.
I've been reaching out to potential clients and have now had all the responses I wanted. The news is, well, I think you'll be as pleased and pleasantly surprised as I am. But let's talk about this with a map in front of us.
I didn't want to go to the map. Oh no. What have I got now? East Asia is exciting.
East Asia. Vast, mysterious, and beautiful. And of course, bed of so much discovery and history and progress. But you know, it's a complex, chaotic world out there. And now, that global complexity, that intercontinental chaos, will have another fascinating variable to it. You. What could possibly go wrong?
Certainly nothing that we can't handle, I'm sure. But allow me to give a proper briefing on these incredible opportunities. In Indonesia, there are rumors of disease in local dinosaur populations. We are tasked with developing a facility to monitor and handle any outbreaks. A conservation-minded client in China has asked for our help in creating a spacious sanctuary for prehistoric giants. And there is a theme park in Japan that has fallen to ruin. We will need to put it back in working order and make it the success it was always meant to be. All 3 of these sites are significant, both in the importance of the work and in their benefit to our global reputation. These clients expect a lot of us. We best not disappoint.
Okay, so sure. That's, yeah. So story progress, we get new sites by earning a total of 15 stars, earning 50 reputation with each sector, and completing site objectives in East Asia. Interesting. We've also managed to, so yeah, the each sector we can now go higher with in terms of reputation, which is kind of cool. I am not particularly interested in going anywhere just yet. I do want to sort of continue to do some stuff here because I think that makes the most sense. I think it's also going to be good to get these guys to breed so we can fill out this this aviary. I think that seems like a really generally good idea to do. We can also decorate this place, of course. There's work to be done here, is what I'm getting at. We also have a genome that we have yet to discover that it wants me to get up to 70%. And also, am I not mistaken in saying that we still have some fossils in here that we should do a little something with. So let's get you guys working on this. That seems like a pretty good idea. And then for expeditions, I need to go and find something. I don't remember what it was. I, for the life of me, don't remember. Don't remember what exactly I'm looking for here. It is none of these. Interesting. Okay. So am I not able to do this challenge thing until I find a site that has it? Because that's, yeah, hold on a second. So we need to, whatever this is, the geostern thing. Some of these names. Some of these, does it go in an aviary? Is that, yeah, this guy. How do you pronounce that? Geosternbergia. Yeah, I never would have got that. I never would have got that. We don't have an expedition that gets us those, right? The Geosternbergia, unless we can just like discover it at some other sites, but I probably have to research it, right? It's probably a thing I have to research for like dig sites. Yeah, flying reptile dig sites 1 and 2 is probably what number 2 is probably what I'm looking for. So we need more logistics with our scientists. So let's recruit someone. You've got 3. That's pretty good. Anyone with 4 in logistics? No. So you're going to be hired, is what we're going to do. My scientists are still working on a little something. They're also going to need to rest, but I'm assuming that this is what we got to do, right? We got to research the dig sites and then presumably find the thing. Oh, there we go. I was right. So the Geosternbergia, we can get there. We can get Pteranodon genome at a few of these sites as well, which is very, very good news. That's kind of a little bit more of what we're looking for. So let's head out this way and see what we can do. Now, we do have some scientists that are a little bit tired, but I'm hoping that we can sort of just stack this whole thing and get it done nice and quickly. And at the very least, if we only get Pteranodon fossils, we can improve the genome of the Pteranodon, which I'm fine with. If we get more than that, then we get more than that. We can start doing some stuff with the Geosternbergia. Either way, it's kind of a bit of a win-win across the board, basically, based on whatever they bring back. We're also going to want to make sure that my scientists do get a little bit of rest, which we don't have a staff center for, so we need to build a staff center. It's basically what that tells me. So this thing, we have the Jurassic Park one, we have the Jurassic World one. I don't know, I guess we could put like the Jurassic World one out here. This seems like kind of a cool spot for it if I had to pick somewhere for it. I think this is all right. It's yeah, I think out there is probably fine for this thing. And then we can just do sort of the standard path that comes out of here. A little something kind of like this. And then we want to go sort of vaguely down that way. Now, I would like to try and get this to be parallel with this, this building here. If that would be a bit of an option, that'd be kind of great. So we want to go, I want to say about there is kind of what we're looking for. And then straight to about there. Oh, I just heard the weather forecast is a sandstorm incoming. That's not exactly ideal. We can deal with that though. I just want to fix up this, this path first is what I'd like to do. Do I want to connect this to anything else? In fact, you know what? I want to open the bunker first. I think opening the emergency shelters will be a good idea. I'm slightly concerned about what a sandstorm is going to do to this place. That has me a little bit worried. I'd be lying if I said it didn't. Oh boy. We'll see how this goes. This should be interesting. Can I get this to line up perfectly with that that path right about there? I think I totally can. It's not gonna be exact, but it's about good enough for me. And then this guy is just gonna go in like that. It just gives us another connection over this way that we can use, and it looks fine. Anyway, I want to go to my scientists, is what I want to do, and I want to say, you're going to go rest, you're going to go rest, and you're going to go rest. Then with the fossils, we have a little something we can sell. We can sell this as well. This is Pteranodon, Geosternbergia, Pteranodon, and Pteranodon. I think what we'll do is a little something for the Pteranodon. That seems like a fair idea. And then again, the Geosternbergia, it's going to take some time, but honestly, that's okay. We can wait. Also, you guys need to figure out what you're doing and get in that bunker. Just chilling there is not going to cut it. Oh, now hold on 1 second. I think we're about to have some little baby flyers come out of this nest. If I'm not mistaken, we do. Oh my God! Look at them! Oh, they're so ugly. Oh my God, I love them. Oh, I love them. Oh, they're such ugly little things. They're so ugly and fluffy. Oh, I love it. I love that so much. That also bumped our appeal up quite considerably, which is great news. I love that. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy with that. That's so good. That's so good. That's such a cool thing. Let's get that fossil researched. Can I look at this other one? Is this one? This one's in progress. Okay, so we can only do one at a time. That's fine. Oh, that's so good. I'm so happy with that. I really am. I love these little guys. I love that we've got like so many people coming to just look at the 2 aviaries we have as well. I like this park. I think this place is going to look really cool once we get more buildings in here. I really like, you get some, take this rock out, put something in here. I think it's going to look really, really cool once we get this place together. Once I get some detailing in here. It's going to take a while, but it's going to get there, is what it's going to do. Anyway, I think that is going to do us for today. I love where we've gotten to with this. I love that the game is starting to open up a little bit, and I'm really excited to see what else we get to do. I do think we're going to stick with this facility a little bit longer. Not too sure how much longer, because I do want to go and experiment with some of the other maps, and I am a little... I'd like to go to a park that actually has some green to it, because the 2 that we've been to, Montana and now Nevada, have both been deserts. So it'd be nice to go somewhere that has grass, is my thinking. Or maybe I can just do some detailing and put some grass in here myself. Whatever we end up doing, we're gonna do. But that's gonna do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.